Wounded people wound other people. I think we all know that. I think that we've all experienced it. And if we're being honest, we probably have been guilty of it ourselves. This is a series called Readiness Conversations for Collective Healing, collective or group healing. If we're going to start a series like this, we need to speak about anger, rage, venting, because that is all part of the healing process. Anger is an emotion. It's a normal and natural emotion of the human body. When we are wounded, one of the first things that we do feel is anger, because that is the way in which the body prepares us for action. We've also seen on a collective level how very valuable anger can be. So when a community is angry enough, when they are enraged enough, they begin to organize themselves. They begin to make demands, justifiable demands that they would otherwise not have made. So we see how anger can encourage people to start awareness campaigns, to initiate protest action. All of this is very, very helpful. Anger at an individual level is also helpful because when the body is trying to protect itself and it starts a whole fire of energy inside of ourselves, we need to get rid of that energy. We need to express it, or the term we use is we need to discharge that energy. So on all levels, individual and as a collective, anger is very, very helpful. And enough anger builds to rage. And then, yes, absolutely, we can do wonders with the kind of energy that we get from being angry, from being enraged. However, we can also do very negative things with anger. And I'm not going to speak about that because we see enough of it happening. What I do want to say is anger is a fire that calls attention to a wound. Yes, very necessary fire. But when we get stuck in rage, stuck in anger, that is the problem. We need to go through the anger, through the rage, and move then forward into healing, into deeper levels of healing. I'll give you an example of how we can get stuck in rage at a collective level. So a little while ago, there were very, very terrible insults that were hurled against a complete whole community in South Africa. A woman on a plane asking everybody, do you know who my father is, claiming some kind of importance. And she just let rip with all kinds of insults to people in South Africa, a group of people in South Africa. And we were all very enraged and we were all very angry, justifiably so. And then after that, certain conversations went forward the way they did and there were actions that were taken, but generally the rage, it subsided. And then nothing happened. Now we've had another round of insults being hurled at the same community. And now we are angry and enraged, justifiably so. And then what will happen is there will be some kinds of things that will continue, some processes that will happen, some actions will be taken, and then the rage will die down, and we will wait for the next round of insults and become enraged again. And we don't ever go into the deeper layers of healing. So healing requires a very different environment to the environment that we need when we're angry and enraged and we're mobilizing and we're calling for action. Healing requires safety, and very importantly, it requires new ways of relating to one another. We don't ever move from rage into new ways of relating to one another. And that's why every time somebody triggers us, we become enraged, and that's where we stay as a nation. So readiness conversations are one of many things that can help us to create an environment where we can have healing conversations. It's only one, right? There are many others, and others on this platform can advise about those things. So in part 2 of the series, we are going to talk about what is a healing conversation exactly. And that's how we're going to move through it slowly. I hope to see you in the next video.